It's gonna, yeah, I saw it. Yeah. He saw it. It's happening. It's my bad.
I'm gonna go on your left.
From Oak Street to Chicago is clear.
Long live the Intifada! Intifada! Intifada!
That's a sneaky one right there for sure.
Careful, careful, careful! Don't trip, don't trip.
There was an obstacle course.
Fucking Trump Tower over there. They're all crunched up there. What is this flashlight shit? I don't know. Thank you. Watch out, watch out. Hey, everybody, everybody. Troy, watch out, watch out.
And they seem to be doing it with the
Yeah.
photographers and videographers.
Watch your step!
Oh, hell yeah! Now's the time, dude. Yo, if I James Bond this shit off the bridge, I want y'all to know.
We'll record it.
Just want to be sure. People I don't.
No, you're good, you're good.
Switched over to that fucking shoulder rig there.
Yeah.
I do not like this shit. It's shaky as shit. It's fucking like not my deep Steve.
Yeah.
It's really strange shit. Earlier they were saying disperse.
They love those credentials, right?
Get out.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh god. Oh man.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go up here.
All right, check 1 2. Check 1 2. We're at Michigan and Wacker Drive.
Seems like we're live.
Michigan and Wacker Drive. Thanks y'all for tuning in. If we are live, we've been on a noise demo, which we're on a noise demo right now, which has just been pushed over the bridge, the Michigan Avenue Bridge, into the loop section of downtown. So back there you can see there's probably a few dozen police, and not a huge number, not like hundreds like we saw at the salt shed the other night. Like this was, yeah, like like about 3 dozen police officers maybe have been steadily moving people down. And you know, I asked one of the commanders with the green shirts, I think the second one back, no, a different green shirt commander back there. I was like, aren't you confined? If he was just, I was like, are you going a distance? They were trying to say until the crowd disperses, but they use bicycle police to prevent people from dispersing to the west, into the city. As you can see, the bicycle police. So nobody can disperse to the west at all. The idea is that they're, been pushing people steadily to the south. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We're here in Chicago. We're a couple blocks. Okay, all right. I'm on the sidewalk. We're on Michigan Avenue. But again, if we're supposed to be dispersing, if the crowd is supposed to be dispersing, why can't people move west? Why can't they move west?
Keep walking!
Okay, so again, they don't want to talk about why they're not letting people disperse to the west.
Keep walking!
They're not letting people disperse to the west. Okay, all right. Okay. Whoa. You're good. All right. Small ramp. Okay. All right. Small metal bump, and right here. All right. You're good. Narrate. Okay, yeah. All right, here we are, Michigan Avenue, Democratic National Convention. A few dozen police, bicycle police along Michigan Avenue, have pushed people several blocks south of the hotel in the Gold Coast where Kamala Harris has been staying, which is a heavily kind of fortified position at this point. Thank you all for tuning in. And so there have been a few dozen protesters and about 50 police. I would say the police response wasn't that quick. I think that they did. All right, now they've stopped. So now the police have stopped. We just crossed Wacker. We're near the Trump Tower, which is up to the left. So the police have stopped their moves.
All y'all just for 5 people? That's wild. Oh my God. Yo, we're just, playing the flute. We're artists. That's it. That's wild.
So the police push has stopped for now. Lower Wacker Drive. We're over the bridge between the loop and the coast. Thank you all for tuning in. We're in Chicago. We're in the north side of the loop right now.
Damn.
Ugly. No, she's cute, bro. She's ugly.
Wait, so why are we still here?
Why you stop? Let's go.
Who's gonna make progress? You guys go home, and we go home.
Everybody, hello, thank you all for joining. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We also have some tweets out, I believe. If you want to check out our Twitter handle, UR_Ninja, from this event earlier, run before the police came and pushed everybody down the street.
Would y'all want to talk about why you're down here tonight?
Yeah, let's go back.
Do you want to talk about why you're here? We're live right now, finally.
What is that?
We're live. Do you want to talk about why you're
Live
here?
on what? Live on what?
Unicorn Riot.
I'm good.
Okay.
But just one say, free Palestine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, so we're live right now. We're on Michigan Avenue. There's a line of bicycle police, about a dozen or so, that are preventing people from dispersing to the west.
Long live the Intifada!
Do you want to talk about why you're here?
From Palestine to Mexico, all borders have got to go. The Israeli occupation has been killing Palestinians since before 1948, illegally occupying their land, committing genocide after genocide after genocide. Palestinians have tried every method of resistance, nonviolent protests, international solidarity, the boycott movement, the legal route with the Oslo Accords, and Israel completely dismisses all of it and continues to make Palestinians live as second-class citizens, even worse than that, under apartheid on their own indigenous land. Israel must be abolished. The United States of America must be abolished. All empires fall. Kamala is a terrorist, and the Palestinian resistance, the Muqawama, Hamas, the PFLP, these are all counter-terrorist organizations. Even Cornel West could name that Hamas was a counter-terrorist organization. The youth of this country stands with the resistance.
Can you talk about what's been happening tonight in the last half hour?
Yes, we had a very non-violent... Okay. We had a protest. It was just a noise demonstration outside of Kamala Harris, killer genocidal Kamala Harris, who tries to use identity politics to distract people from the fact that she is a ruling class genocidal maniac. We had a noise demonstration outside of her hotel because she should not be sleeping while people are dying, because she just approved, her administration just approved $20 billion more to drop bombs on the Palestinian people. Resistance fighters or civilians, no Palestinians deserve to die. There's no good Palestinian, there's no bad Palestinian. Here tonight we were just having this noise demonstration and the cops kettled us really tightly, very quickly, and then they forced us to walk and walk and walk and walk while they taunted us and harassed us and insulted us, and they were giving us conflicting orders. They arrested some of our comrades for literally no reason.
How many arrests do you think you saw?
I think there were 3 to 5 arrests. Can I?
Yeah.
We need to abolish the binary of good Palestinian versus bad Palestinian, the same way that the Obama administration, the deporter-in-chief, Barack Obama, who also tried to use identity politics to distract from the fact that he was a genocidal war criminal, the way that he tried to pit immigrant parents against their children through DACA by saying good immigrant and bad immigrant. Liberals always use this narrative to quell decolonial resistance, and we cannot fall into that with the Palestinian people. All Palestinian children deserve to grow up to become resistance fighters. All Palestinian women deserve to become a part of the resistance. There's no good versus bad Palestinian, and if the Muqawama, if the people in Palestine could hear the youth in the so-called United States who are also on stolen land, we stand with the resistance.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time tonight. All right, so that's one of the participants down here tonight in this noise demo. So again, just to recap, we're down here at 2024 Republican National Convention. Thank you all for tuning in. So we're here on Michigan Avenue. We've just been pushed south of Wacker Drive among a crowd of, a few dozen people that were doing a noise demo that started a little way south of the hotel where Kamala Harris is staying, which is a pretty heavily fortified facility. We saw a lot of large fencing and things of that nature in the area, bright lights, police, etc. So there was about 30 police, bike police. There wasn't the use of batons or any pepper sprays tonight from what we've seen, but that person figures about 3 to 5 arrests. There was definitely some tense moments in the push, and kind of getting people down into a narrow sidewalk. And as we've seen, the main tactic of the police in Chicago has been to use long lines of bike police and just try to prevent people from taking the streets, regardless of the size of the demos. I think it was a lot of the people that were at the demo at the salt shed, which was where all the DNC delegates were. Some of those folks kind of came back, I think. So it was sort of kind of a roving, smaller noise demo, which last night really was right in front of all the delegates. So we saw that earlier, and then besides that, here I got no, okay. But besides that, today, there was the large march that left from Union Park from the Chicago Palestine Coalition, and that was, I believe, an unpermitted march, and it sort of went along a similar loop to the other ones, a similar path as the other march we saw on Monday, and we saw, there was not too much police action at that, but there was a large. The earlier one today had a large turnout. There were many blocks of people marching, so that was pretty big earlier today. So the noise demo had a pretty good amount of noise going. Like, it was at a pretty short range near Harris's hotel, a little way south of it. But I do think it was like, there was a lot of kick to the noise demo at the initial part of that. So that's the main gist of what's been going on. I'll see if any other folks want to talk at all. Say, you want to talk at all about light here? Okay. All right. So yeah, we're here in the north side, north loop. This one cat with a flute is sort of blasting out the flute noise, and mainly independent journalists came down on this to cover this as well. So there's like a few more bike cops and stuff coming up. Excuse me. All right, so there's a few more bike police. We did see earlier, like, one thing I did notice was that some of the green vests did open like one sidewalk that went off to the east, so it seemed like there was a little bit of an option for people to disperse to the east. So it was sort of a question of like what they were trying to do with dispersals, and that was just one small action that I noticed, with one of the commanders. So some pretty great Art Deco architecture here on Michigan Avenue, a city known for its architecture, as well as its giant police vans. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. We have a little more footage from earlier, initially when this was going on. They had a pretty good sized banner set up at the beginning of it, with the light and the pole. Yeah, some people are driving by like, yeah, this is great, cheering for it. So those are some of the folks that were at this. So basically, we're seeing it trail off now. Folks have been heading out. We're next to a stairway, which the stairway leads down to Lower Wacker Drive, which is a famous component of such films as the Blues Brothers. That's the Lower Wacker Drive. Anyway, yeah. So again, basically tonight, Democratic National Convention. Kamala Harris has been staying up on Michigan Avenue at the Hyatt, and it's a heavily fortified, secured national special security event, kind of event-based. There's a lot of other roadblocks and stuff that have been roving around in the Gold Coast area as well, so that's like been interrupting the flow of life for people living in the city. So yeah, we're steadily seeing people head out, so I think we'll just sort of, let's maybe go take a look up here, because the bridge looks interesting. The bridge is a big boundary, right? Like the river. What the police did today, just now, by pushing people over this other side of the bridge, is kind of like a critical choke point in the city, and we see that in other examples of protest management here in Chicago. So yeah, we'll just take a look at the bridge here, so you can see why. Yeah.
Okay.
just, but then he started getting a conversation.
Yeah. So.
He didn't want to be filmed
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
I was just trying to film
Yeah.
the flute, but then all the people.
Yeah, the flute. So, excuse us. Hey. All right. So, anyway, so I just wanted to mention, the bridges here, the Chicago River, and these sites have been used strategically at other protest patrols. All right. Well, we're just sort of pointing out that when the Chicago police manage protests in the city, oftentimes the bridge and the river are used as barriers or threshold points. So it was striking that the police here stopped their push pretty much on a dime on the Wacker Drive corner once people were moved off the bridge. And so we saw, like in 2020, George Floyd protests, etc. I think the experienced locals have noticed that the bridge and the river are sort of used as a territorial thing. So as soon as this protest got pushed out of the Gold Coast area over the bridge, then the police action stopped. They didn't announce anything, but that's what just happened. So, but it is not a surprise that it's like a threshold. So that's part of it. So again, that's showing the vans that have tended to oftentimes be used the buses that have been sometimes used for delegates. I mean, obviously there's big hotels, but also a lot of times used for the police to be moved around on around this national special security event. So yeah, most folks have dispersed. There's still legal observers keeping an eye on it. Again, this is at like Wacker Drive in Michigan. So we have a little more footage coming. We have video clips coming up posted on Twitter and YouTube and all that, just of the earlier action. You can see there is like a group of a bunch of police over there on the kitty corner side, over above the river, on the other side of Wacker Drive there. And then you got...
they might be stopping people from entering the block.
Okay, so it may be that the police are blocking pedestrian access. And so, we've seen that, just random people going about their day, coming home from work and stuff, police blocking them. There's been a certain amount of that going on during this.
So, and then there's other officers right here too as well, so that you're looking at. So the officers that stopped us before we could cross the street, if we did cross the street, there was other officers to stop us up there, it seems. But there is somebody walking across the bridge, so that's just the ambulance.
So yeah, of course, obviously though, people can drive because this is America. And driving is not blocked.
The guy that's on that corner, by the way, he's a photographer, I think.
Okay.
So, like, they're preventing press from...
Yeah, they just prevented us from going past.
No, but like to join the rest of the noise demo people, they're not letting him come, which is stupid because we have these delegates here.
So that person standing there is blocked from doing photography here?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay. And we see other people that are probably delegates walking along without a problem, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Cool.
Like it's stupid.
It is. Do you have anything you want to add?
Hi, Unicorn Riot. It's me again. I lost my voice from screaming at the cops last night. Please donate money to Unicorn Riot.
Thank you so much, Talia. Okay, well, that's the situation here. Most of the noise demo people have been continuing leaving, and I think it's mostly press probably right now. So I think, okay, so to recap here. Earlier today at, what time was that? 4-ish? 4 o'clock, the earlier march today, the rally. Yeah, so like about around 4 p.m., Union Park, there was another large, the Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine. Yeah, so earlier today, Chicago Coalition for Justice in Palestine met at the Union Park, and they marched west to the area just north of the United Center, and there was a lot of noise amplification at that, right? Like the theme of the protest has just been creating a lot of noise so that the delegates, Kamala Harris, and all these other folks can hear what the message about Palestine and human rights and all of those, the details of all of those subjects. So that's been the gist of the noise demos that have been going on, and the larger scale demo, which had some thousands of people, quite a few blocks worth of people earlier today. And so we had a live stream of that. There was some police action, and they didn't want to let people get back into the park that had been open on Monday. So that was totally sealed off. But it was a large turnout, and then it circled back to Union Park. So we had that earlier today, a lot of people, and then last night at the Salt Shed, we had footage. We posted a lot of clips from that. So at the Salt Shed, there was basically all the DNC delegates were there. Very similar noise demo to this, and all the delegates had to go in front of the noise demos to get into the venue. So that made some noise. We could definitely see like a kind of some look of concern and attention from a lot of delegates coming in and out on buses, catching their rides and so forth at the Salt Shed last night. So that was it seemed to reach those delegates closely in a way that they couldn't be reached from at a distance from the United Center. So we saw that last night, and obviously there was a very large march on Monday as well. So those have been some of the demos. There's been other pop-up things. People have popped up inside various other DNC events, grabbing mics, things of that nature have happened a few times. There was a banner drop inside the convention center, I think on the first day. So, Palestine has been hanging over the situation on the public radio. They're talking about that as one of the major issues, clearly. So I think all the people that have been working on this, all the groups that have been working on this for a long time have had, definitely some amount of success and traction in terms of pushing this issue back into the agenda, not letting it get pushed to the back burner, which has, been the objective of these political strategists.
I got one message for the viewers. Google LASD gangs.
Yeah. Can you talk about, the deal with the LSD gang, the Los Angeles Sheriff Department gangs? Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, first, everyone Google LASD gangs. Shout out Cerise Castle, the reporter that wrote the history of LASD gangs. We have killer deputy gangs in our sheriff's department. In order to join or a deputy gang, you have to kill someone, you have to get ink, or you have to help cover up a murder. And we're seeing examples like this, one person is Anthony Vargas, a 21-year-old kid who was shot and killed in East Los Angeles by the Banditos deputy gang. The two cops that killed him, Jonathan Rojas and Nicholas Perez, they killed Anthony Vargas while they were chasing ink for the Banditos deputy gang. And that's a common story all across Los Angeles, and it's still going. And it's just kind of wild to see. And our elected officials continue to give them billions of dollars every single year and not do anything about it.
So I think Knock LA has a bunch of information about that. Is that right?
Yeah, Knock LA, Cerise Castle. Cerise Castle also just came out with a story about how the sheriffs were surveilling me and harassing me outside of my house.
One moment, they're collecting the bikes to take them away.
It's done.
The
Google
bikes are done.
LASD gangs.
No, but sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up where you were.
No worries. Sorry, it's all good. A recent Cerise Castle story documented how the sheriffs were surveilling me and harassing me outside of my house, and they were sending my information around the department and all that. Yeah. Crazy out here. Fuck all the police. Chicago police, LA police.
So one of the Chicago police is just kind of chuckling, he's good, about the flute person, I think, probably.
What do you think about the flute person?
I think if the point of the demo is to make some noise with a proportionate amount of effort, it seems very efficient,
Very, very efficient. But now that we're dispersing, how do you feel about about it?
How do I feel about the flute?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the noise demo, the point of the noise demo has been to disrupt the quiet as usual,
Sure.
So I would say, as I evaluate if it's effective, again, it's for that effort, it is a lot of decibels.
Effective and successful.
You still have earplugs on.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was very loud for a minute. It was very, very loud.
The beginning of the noise demo, can you just talk about the beginning, what you saw at the noise?
Oh, yeah. A bunch of people got together on the corner and just started banging drums, chanting. We got this fucking guy just blasting away on, what is that called? What is that thing?
A recorder.
A recorder. We all had it. I guarantee everyone watching this, at least if you were born in the 90s, you had to learn how to play the fucking recorder. And it's probably just as good as this guy.
Yeah, it always sounded like that. So it's a very good use of a recorder.
Absolute bullshit, but great for noise demos. But no, it was a solid demonstration, and I think all the protesters stayed disciplined, and everyone got out of here, no arrests.
Somebody said they thought they saw 3 to 5, but that was
really?
what one person told us.
Okay.
I'm not sure. to be honest.
I didn't see it, but it's quite possible.
Yeah.
These fucking pigs were pushing everyone, and
things happened around corners that we may not have seen, right?
Yeah. Well,
so there was 70. Sorry, and I forgot to mention the Israeli consulate. That was last night before the salt shed. There was 70 arrests there. Were you at that?
I did happen to be over there and see what's happening. I don't know if you all were out there, but it was fucking ridiculous how they then came up onto the sidewalk and then started pushing us after all night telling us, stay on the sidewalk, get out of the street. And then suddenly, before they made the arrest, they were like, fucking get off the sidewalk, pushing us. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck me.
We noticed that in the salt shed too. Like they closed off sidewalk access, and so I have tried to ask officers who's deciding to close the sidewalk, and they don't want to say that.
Okay, man, these people are assholes. You want to interview them? Be like, all right.
That's the end of the flute, so that might be the end of the noise demo.
Google LASD gangs, Stop Cop City, and Free Palestine.
All right. Cool. So yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. It's cool. All right. So we appreciate that sort of background, their take on those events. So the Israeli consulate that had the most arrests of anything at the convention so far. We had a bunch of footage from that. We'll have a few more clips coming up from that. And so what we saw there, again, downtown Chicago is a very dense space, so there isn't a lot of freedom of motion. So we saw the police kind of try to chop them up block to block. We also saw them block sidewalks. We see them deploying off on the vans. Yeah. And there's sarcastic remarks, but honestly, I've seen small groups of people make changes on geopolitical issues. It doesn't necessarily take millions of people to make an impact with these issues, despite what the sarcastic people say. Anyway, the Israeli consulate, I think it was interesting how the police just had a very clear system, block to block, of breaking that up. All right, so we're going to go down now. We appreciate your support. Go to unicornriot.ninja. If you can support our work, there's a donate button. We've had a lot of different stories popping up. Just take a look at the website. Please share our work. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Mastodon, Blue Sky. Just basically help share our work and donate. Let people know what we're doing. And we just want to keep trying to get out to these things as much as we can and show you just the dynamics of the demos and how people are speaking out, sharing the messages, and what kind of patterns we can see out there. So we really appreciate everyone's support. You all have a great night. Thank you, Chris, on the back end for working with our technology. Everybody have a good night and stay safe out there. Thank you. The chat requested to acknowledge the flute. If we're still up, we have addressed the flute, but we weren't trying to bother the flute person too much.
The flute person did not want to be interviewed earlier, so I didn't want to push it with him. I wanted to respect his wishes.
Yeah, they just wanted to go do the flute thing.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
This looks like a medical emergency.
We're still rolling. One of the officers is being helped into a vehicle.